Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the live stream. Just a little technical difficulties here with the new setup. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Audio check, and I'll pull up my other chat screen and we'll get started. So, testing of the testicles. All right. Live on my end. Can you hear me now? Notifications went out. Should be good. Maybe not. Hello? Good? Okay. I was like, is there a freaking response here? All right, we're good. Okay, well, as usual, there's going to be some background noise. I do have the big Ender 5 Plus behind me just spitting out some of those egg crates or frag rack holders that I did a video on a little while ago. Yeah, I will be coming up with a different version of those. Something that might be a little bit cheaper. I know that people are kind of hesitant on the price, but they take a long time to make. That's why the price is what it is. But yeah, anyways, so we'll do announcements and then we'll get into it. Get everybody a chance to get in here. Let me move this around. Good to go. So I ended up rebuilding my computer the other day. I did post some pictures on Instagram. I was using that i7 6700 for a long time. It had the 16 gigs of RAM, and it was just, I was trying to edit 4K videos, I was trying to do 3D modeling, and it was not having it. I mean, it worked. I mean, I've dealt with it for the last 3 years, but it just was not, it was taking too long to edit content, and if it just got frustrating. So I ended up doing a little bit of an upgrade, grabbing some water there. I ended up going to the i9 9900K, clocked at 5.0 with 64 gigs of RAM, and then I upgraded up to about 12 terabytes worth of space. So yeah, it works a hell of a lot faster. I'm definitely happy with it, and of course has some RGB on it, so can't be mad about that. And no, there won't be a separate video on the computer. Somebody was asking me the other day. I put some pictures on Instagram. That's about the best you're going to be. So yes, the live stream was canceled last week because this time last week I was hauling that deer out. Technically a 9-point buck with the bow. Got him at 25 yards. It's pretty interesting. While we're getting people coming, I guess I'll share that story. So I usually don't blind call too often, but I'm in a pretty swirly area down there. It's good on some days, and sometimes it's just not. But anyways, I did a little bit of blind calling grunt, and this dude came rolling in about 45 minutes later. Luckily, the wind, because usually they circle downwind to get you. They circle downwind to try to smell you, but luckily the wind changed directions. Again, it swirls there. He didn't catch me on the way in, and then he quartered away broadside 25 yards. And kind of funny story on that, I was actually going to use the Grim Reaper broadheads, and in about 20 minutes prior, I just kind of like was done with the hunt because the stupid squirrel, man, he was asking for it. So it's technically hunting season for squirrels right now, so I swapped out to my Rage hypodermic that I shot that deer with last year with. And I ended up forgetting to take that off, and I ended up having to shoot him with that one. It was fine. It was no issues. But yeah, it was pretty good hunt. It took a long time to drag him out. Multiple hours. It was nuts. So, but yeah, anyway, welcome to the live stream, guys. We're going to do a Q&A. I don't know for how long, probably 30, 40 minutes. Probably push it to an hour max, depending on the questions that come in. So if you have questions, put that stuff in the comment section, because as soon as the questions stop, the live stream stops, because we all got things to do. Another day of hunting. And yeah, so with the content, I know I posted a video today. It was just a quick like a little DIY project that I did for the Niles Quantum 300 for the drain port there. So if you didn't see that, go ahead and check it out. I uploaded it earlier this afternoon. And yeah, so I'll be posting probably one video a week until hunting season's over, and then we'll get back to our usual 2 or 3 once I'm able to sit down and take care of all that stuff. Anyways, yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me scroll back up here. What's up, guys? See y'all saying hi on the way in. Can we send plans for 3D printing and you have it printed? Yes, you can, but you have to order it on the website. It's going to be print your STL, and you got to purchase the one based on the size. So if you want something that's bigger, you got to purchase obviously the bigger one. So the dimensions are there, and then you can email me your STL file, and we'll go back and forth on the appropriate color and type of filament. and then I'll print it out. I do a lot of that stuff. A lot of people send me their STL files, and I just print it and ship it to them. It's actually pretty consistent on that. So, yeah, it's on the website. Oh, let me go ahead and move over here. So what's up? All right, so how's the Trident working? It works good. I don't have any issues with it. I haven't calibrated it yet. It's still pretty close to my HANA checker. Not really any major issues. It works just fine. Of course, you got to remember to get in there and change out the fluid and all that stuff. But it reminds you. Speaking of that, I did start selling those needle guides, which allows the needle itself to stay completely straight, so you don't have to worry about it flopping over inside the container there. And yeah, it worked out pretty good. Of course, you guys know the Trident just tells you when your reagent's out, and you're not supposed to actually reuse the reagent or that little bit that's left. So what I've been doing is taking that little portion that's at the bottom every time you're done using it, and I just been adding it to one container. So I'm almost at a full container. So we're gonna actually try that out and see if there's any real difference in the parameter. So if the system is testing consistently over weeks and weeks and weeks, and then I end up running out and then using this one that I've been just kind of replacing the little bit left over in, and it stays consistent, then we know that whole what's the word I'm looking for? Methodology is incorrect. So yeah, we'll see. I got about 2 more months worth of saving up, and I should be able to go ahead and reuse that, at least the alkalinity one. The Jack-o'-lantern gone forever or possibly coming. You won't have any. I won't have any more Jack-o'-lantern in until the new build. So I don't have any more of that in. There's a lot of corals that I'm just selling and getting rid of 100%, just because I don't feel like carrying them on to the next build for right now, at least. Of course, I'll be getting a lot of new stuff down the road, but right now we're just in the process of just selling as much as I can and making as much room as I can, because you guys know that I took down the 40-gallon shallow reef. And with that system being down, that's a whole bunch of room and a whole bunch of coral that I just don't have anymore. So, granted, I did replace it with the imported system, which is doing pretty good. A lot of zoas in there. I don't know. I did a pretty decent order of zoas, and I updated that stuff on the website, and they turned out pretty good. I mean, there's zoas. I'm not a fan of zoas, but you guys keep asking for them and that kind of stuff. We did have some Duncans in there, but they sold out pretty quick. I got some more coming back in. Of course, there's Recordias and all sorts of stuff in there, but yeah, so the Jack-o'-lantern just won't be back in stock until probably after the new build is sped up for a little while, and I get another piece in, and it goes through quarantine and that whole process. Just because, again, it's not one of the corals that I personally like, and right now I got to make room for stuff that I like and want to keep for the next system. So just kind of how it is at the moment. So sorry about that. Here we go. How do I move a 20-gallon bare bottom SPS reef tank? Do I need to worry about the mini cycle, or should not be a problem because I don't have sand? What are you just moving it like the whole tank? You just moving it to another house or something? Are you looking to upgrade to a bigger one? If you're just moving it from one house to the other, I wouldn't really have to worry about any mini cycle unless you plan on keeping your rock out and killing it off, killing all the bacteria off. But yeah, I need a little bit more information on that. How often do you calibrate it? I have never calibrated the Trident ever. Nope. I have been throwing the bottles of calibration fluid in the garbage, burning through a lot of that though. I mean, I buy that stuff in bulk, and thank God I have wholesale, because man, that stuff's expensive. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, that's the worst part about the Trident, is that damn reagent refill. Plus, you got to get it when it's in stock. So when it comes in stock, I buy as much as I can. Right now, I got, I don't know, a year, maybe 2 years worth. I just bought as much as I could the last time it came back in stock, because I ain't trying to mess around with that. So, and I have a few different places that I actually buy from. I just don't buy from one place. I sign up for all these different notifications, and I slam it as soon as it comes in. Oh yeah, I love the Trident, man. I really do. I'm going to do a kind of a final review on it later on, but this is the thing. There's so many reviews out there on the Trident. I don't want to be just one other friggin' YouTuber putting out the same damn content as Joe Schmo did the other day. I can't stand that. Whenever YouTuber jumps on the bandwagon of this new product and this and that and that, shut up, man. I'm just not that person. I don't care. So, yeah, I'll do a review on it. My final thoughts on it at some point. I got to do another review on the UV sterilizer, which, by the way, is working fantastic. I'm interested to see how the bigger version of that will do on the bigger system as well. So, but yeah, never calibrated the Trident. Yeah, Darren, I'm pretty sure I shipped those out today too. I'm almost positive I shipped your stuff out today. I've been keeping up. I know that I'm in the woods, guys. I hunt in the afternoon. The only day that I hunted, actually, it was the opening day. I did 14 hours in the saddle, which I'm not doing. I mean, I didn't mind it, but I mean, 14 hours of staring in the woods is not fun, man. I mean, you can only pick your nose and jack off so many times in the woods. You can't. There's just so much shit you can do for 14 hours. So I don't sit that long anymore. Right now, since it's early season, I hunt the afternoons, and then I'm going out in the morning. Muzzleloader starts tomorrow, so I'll probably go out in the morning so I don't get shot. Because if you go out early, you beat everybody in the woods, and then you wait for everybody to leave. So that's my philosophy. I got a good spot. So all these jokers go up on the public land. They go up early in the morning. I get in there before them. I set up in my spot. They go up way above me, and then they get bored around 9 o'clock, and they come strolling through, going back to the parking lot, and they scare all the deer down to me, and I get free pickings the whole time. It works out. It works out every single time. So that's the only time I'll hunt in the morning is probably during muzzleloader, and then when the rut comes in, I'll hunt the morning because, well, I don't have to now. I already got my buck, but I still got 3 doe tags to fill. So anyway, I don't know how I got off on that. I can't even remember how I got off on that. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, here we go. I know that I'm in the woods in the afternoons. Okay, so I do all the orders and all that crap in the morning. And then we have stuff shipping out in the afternoon by somebody else. So we're good. I'm dealing with a small outbreak of dinos and green slime. That sucks, man. You should do something about that. What are some easy SPS? Montiporas, Montipora digitatas, Monticaps, encrusting Montiporas, pretty much any Montipora, Stylophoras, Hydnophoras, anything with a phora or a pora is probably something you can grow as considered an easy SPS. I'm reading the other chat. People are talking shit. So, all right. Are you still pursuing a different video platform for the reel, not the PC version of YouTube Hunts? Well, I'm over on BitChute as well, but it automatically uploads over there. This is how I'm looking at it. I got what, 4 years on YouTube here, 3.5, 4. I don't know how long it's been. It's been almost 4 years here on this platform. And if I get censored and cut off and my channel gets booted or whatever happens to the platform, I do have some videos over on BitChute, but I'm good, man. I got enough word of mouth now that I'm fine. I'm not worried about it. I enjoy creating content. I enjoy being here, but YouTube isn't forever. Okay. It's not a forever thing. I've learned that a while ago. I mean, I would say nobody, or maybe 1 or 2 people maybe are still here that were here 4 years ago. Everybody comes, it's like a fad. They come in, they start making content, they get all gun ho and do all these things. They get motivated. And then all of a sudden that motivation goes away. They go away. And people just keep cycling through. There's a lot of new people. There's a lot of up-and-comers, a lot of stuff like that. And sometimes they do well, and majority of people don't. I'm just kind of here because I have a ton of videos. I have a ton of content out there. I'm not the most personable guy. I don't have a lot of people I got a lot of people who enjoy the content, but I'm not out there getting thousands and thousands of new subs every month. That's just not me. Mainly because I don't know. I just don't see the platform that way anymore. It's good for creating content, getting some stuff out there and making some sales and going back and forth with people. But if you guys notice, I don't do collaborations. I don't go out and hang out with other live streamers or do anything like that. I just stick to myself. I do my own thing, and that's it. That's just kind of who I am. And that I know that's kind of keeping me back and preventing me from doing things on the platform. But as I mentioned, man, I mean, YouTube could disappear today. My account can be deleted today, and I would be okay. I mean, I'd be fine. I've done what I need to do with this platform. So, as for finding another one, BitChute's the only other one I had. I did have some stuff up on Daily Motion, but those are all new platforms. Of course, it takes a while to build a presence. Anybody who's even starting a YouTube channel knows that it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. I don't know how many videos I have. I don't know, like 600 and something. That's a lot of damn work. It's just the thought of having to do not all that again, or just starting from scratch, like bare bones, 0 subs on another platform gives me a headache. I don't even want to think about it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Oh, Halloween weekend is going to be a primetime rut here in North Wisconsin. I'm excited as hell to be out in the woods. Had our first snow today. You guys had snow today? Wow. It got cold today. I didn't hunt very much this week because it was like 80 degrees the last 3 days. This morning or this afternoon was really cold. I should have went out, but I just had too much stuff going on. So, but yeah, I heard Halloween is usually pretty good for me as well. But again, I got my buck the first weekend, so now I just have doe. And you guys know that that's not a difficult thing to accomplish. Right now, they're just, I call them freezer tags, man. Just, you know, like I said, if anybody doesn't know, I eat deer tacos every Tuesday. That's just what we do here. Yeah, I mean, they're freezer tags. That's all I consider them to be. I actually sent that buck to the taxidermy the following day. 683 videos. That's not bad. The following day, I sent that buck to the taxidermy. It cost me $845 for that crap, man. That's the first time I've ever gotten it done. And the only reason why I am getting it mounted is because it's my first archery buck. Compound bow, none of that pussy crossbow shit. I'm just messing with you. If you shoot a crossbow, I don't care. But yeah, I'll be out Halloween weekend as well, if everything goes well. Moving back on the reef stuff, I have a live rock from my tank I took down now. I'm setting it back up and it's dry rock. Is it better to cycle it in a trash can ahead of time or just do it? Yeah. I mean, if you want to see, the thing is a lot of people don't like to cycle their rock in a trash can because what's the fun in that, right? But the problem is that if you take rock and you put it in a display tank, and ideally you want to keep the lights off, right? Because you don't want to have light on the rock while it's cycling that. You want to be able to have that beneficial bacteria, put down that bacterial layer on the rock to prevent nuisance algae from growing. And if you have lights going on, that could be difficult, right? And of course, you might have nutrient spikes during the whole processing or cycling process. So it's difficult for people. So to make it easier on you, I recommend just putting it in a trash can, putting a cover on it, making sure you change out 50% of the water every couple weeks for a couple months. And you should be fine. I mean, you can add a little bit of beneficial bacteria on there. That Reef, what is that stuff called? Aquavitral seed, beneficial bacteria. I know that Fritz sells some beneficial bacteria. I've never used it, but I've heard good things. I've seen a lot of stuff on the internet with that. So, you know, I would recommend just do it in the brute trash can. Clarification, I will be moving my 20-gallon SPS tank about 45 minutes away to my new house. Yeah, you're fine. Just take the rock, put it in brute cans with some water, and then always have some extra water with you because you never know what's going to happen. And then just move the tank. Obviously keep everything submerged and temperatures as consistent as you possibly can. I know you can buy some inverters for the car. I don't really know how much the temperature will drop in 45 minutes. I don't know how cold or hot it is where you are, but your best bet is to get a heater, put it in there, attach it to an inverter in a car. That way it turns on. It obviously turns on, but supplies power to the heater, and you keep the temperature pretty consistent. And then set up your tank, and then put the rock in there with the water, the same water. And if you have to add new water, you can. But yeah, you should be fine with that. You shouldn't have any curing or cycling process or mini cycle or anything like that, unless you plan on keeping that rock out of the water for a long time. Oh, understandable. Thank you. Just got some of your Zoas and they're outstanding. Cool. Appreciate it. Yeah. And by the way, I haven't really said this since we started. I know with this whole pandemic stuff going on at the beginning of the year, I just want to thank everybody who has supported the channel in any way, shape, or form, no matter what you purchase. I really do appreciate it. You guys, I know people are tight on money, and you know, with everything going on, some people aren't working. You guys are still ordering stuff consistently. I appreciate it. I don't know. I wish I could tell you how many orders I got this year, but I think we're 2,000 orders so far this year, something like that. It's pretty crazy. So it's I appreciate it. I really, really do. So yeah, that just reminded me of that, Ryan. Thanks. I dose Kalkwasser and calcium level. Wait, shit. I dose Kalkwasser and my calcium level is high, around 500. I want to lower it, but I wanted to keep my alkalinity the same. How do I go about? Don't even freaking worry about it. Oh, I know. Okay, if you want to fix your calcium level, throw your calcium test kit in the garbage. Don't even test it. I'm just messing with you, dude. I don't even test calcium. I know the Trident does. I don't even freaking look at it. And if I didn't have the Trident, I wouldn't test anyways. Focus on keeping your alkalinity stable. You'll be fine, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Man, I just bought a jawbreaker mushroom. That sounds expensive. I wish I loved mushrooms and soft corals. Now, I will be doing a tribute tank to Brian. I don't know if it's going to be in my office at the new place, or I don't know where it's going to be, but it's going to be big enough to hold the Lobo. But I'm going to put my torches, my hammers, my Zoas, plate corals, stuff like that will be in that tank. And it will be a soft coral tank only. There won't be any SPS in there. And I don't know. People have their own things. People like different things. I just wish I liked all that stuff. I really wish. I mean, like, I like the way they look, but I don't love them like I love SPS. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like you have your bottom bitch and you have your top bitch. I got my SPS, my top bitch, and my bottom bitch is. I think that's the right way. I don't know the terminology exactly, but all I can say is that I like them, but I don't love them. And we're still talking about mushrooms and not the kind that you eat. Moving on. Travis, I'm stocking up my 600-gallon now, and I'm using Brightwell's Reef code A and B. Do you think I should have the tank half stocked with corals before I make the switch over to CalRX? CalRX, is that? Are you? I don't know. I've heard it before. Are you talking about? Is that like a dosing thing that you have there? Like a two-part? Excuse me, burping. Like a two-part. Let me look that shit up real quick. Or are you talking about calcium reactor? CalRX. Oh, that's a porn site. What the hell's wrong with you, Dan? I'm just kidding. CARX. I don't know what the fuck that is. I've seen it a freaking 1,000 times. Reef. It's still a porn site. Are you just talking about? Okay, so calcium reactor media. Okay, is that what you are using there? All right, just Googled it. So what I would say is if you are going to, so I guess you're dosing A and B, right? So if you're going to a calcium reactor, then I would use it from the very beginning. Just dial it down. Have it doing drops. I mean, when I first started the 300, my calcium reactor was up. It was only doing a drop every few seconds. Now I'm doing 7.2 gallons per hour coming out of that thing. And if you guys watched the videos today, I talked about how that's not even enough. My alkalinity is still low. So I would say if you're going to use a calcium reactor, start it at the beginning and just dial way back. Put increase the pH level in your calcium reactor. That way it doesn't burn or dissolve as much media. And then just drip it like 1 or 2 drops per second. Just keep an eye on your needle valve because it's probably going to clog at that rate, but just keep an eye on it. Oops. Let me get back over to StreamYard here. What do you recommend for a quarantine tank setup? You can go to my website, and underneath any coral on my website, I have my ideal quarantine tank setup. And it's pretty good for people who are on a budget too. So check that out. Yeah, I know that they have a 1 year. The Trident only has a 1 year shelf life. Yeah, but I'll burn it up before that. And if the expiration date gets remotely close, then I'll just sell it because I'm sure somebody will need it. Everybody needs it. This stuff's out of stock pretty consistently. And speaking of new stuff, I guess it's not new stuff. I will do a video if you guys want of how to use, in my opinion, on the new Nitrate test kit from Hannah. It's really not that bad. I saw some people putting up videos on YouTube. Either they're illiterate or just don't have the patience. Probably why they don't have SPS in their tank anyways. But it's really not that bad, guys. The test is just, it's not that bad. I mean, there's a few extra steps. I mean, all I can say is it's not that bad. There's a lot worse shit in the world than that nitrate test kit. And it works. I'm reading nitrates in my Zoa tank, but I'm not reading shit in my 300. I actually just started increasing the dose of that. As I mentioned before, the biggest issue I have with the 300 gallon is the amount of coral that I ship from this system is outweighing the amount of water change that's necessary. What I mean by that is there's so much coral leaving and so much water leaving that needs to be replaced. And no, I'm not going to ship SPS in freshly mixed salt water. I'm not going to do it, so don't even bring it up. When I ship, I turn off my ATO, I ship for the day, and I turn my little ball valve, and I fill it back up to the line on the sump, and I go about my business. Now, you do that every single day, it equates to a ton of water being removed from the system. Now, what happens is the nitrates and phosphates are extremely low in the tank. I'm dosing a ton of NO3 and PO4. Thank God I make that crap my own myself. But it's just difficult to keep the levels up. It really is. So I'm not sure how I got off on that with that question, Darren. But yeah. So let's go to move on because I can see there's a bunch of stuff coming in on the other screen. Moving down here. Do you have any stock that you have when you first started reefing? So I've only been reefing for what is this, 5-6 years now? I think I'm going on 6 years. It's something like that. It's 5 or 6 years. Not very long. What do I still have? I still have the first Gorgonian I ever had, that little brown one. I got a little nub of that left. What else? What do I have? That wrasse is probably the oldest fish that I have right there on the screen. I've had him from pretty much the beginning, almost. When I rebuilt the 125 the first time, that's when I got him. So he's pretty decent. He's like 4 years old, something like that. He's up there. Stocking bird's nest, the green bird's nest, still have that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Nope. Not that I can remember. I think the wrasse is the only fish, and the bird's nest is the only coral, except for that little piece of Gorgonian. Yeah, that's about it. Moving down. Ah, cool. So you did get the notification for the shipping. Cool. Can you make the needle guides for the Trident to match the reagent color? Can you make them any color period? Yeah. I have on the website. It's I might as well show you fucking guys and trying to explain this crap. So on the website here, you got a single guide, 2-pack, or 3-pack. If you want one of say, what is it, red, green, and I don't know what the other color is, but you can go in there and you can pick. Say I want a red one, then you'll add to cart the red one, and then you go back to single one. I want an orange one or whatever. But if you want 3 of the same color or 2 of the same color, or whatever, I added those options so you could do that. Yeah, so let me put my video back up here. So yeah, hopefully that answers the question. But yeah, you can make them whatever color you want that's least available. It has to be PETG. So I mean, I don't really have a lot of PLA left, so luckily for that. Moving down. Hey, Travis, hope all as well. I just installed my new UV sterilizer. Can't wait to see the effect. Cool. Did you end up getting the same company that I have? Interested to know. Speaking of hunting, I'm sure 35% of you said you were going to send me some deer burger and Bahamas. Yeah. Can't ship game meat. I know a lot of people joke about sending jerky and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, you can't legally ship game meat. At least from what I've been told. So can't do that. I'm sure the hell not shipping it to the Bahamas. I couldn't even imagine what the shipping would be on that. Plus the dry ice. Ugh. It wouldn't even be worth. I know that deer meat, I was actually looking that up. I think deer meat's like $30 a pound, something crazy like that. So, damn. Oh, yeah, Darren answered that. What's up, Travis? Just wanted to say thanks. Your advice has driven my reef to the next level. I have about 25 of your SPS and Acro frags, and they are growing like crazy. Have no pests, no algae. Hey, awesome, man. Yeah, I see you, man. I remember the name. Jarvis, I got you, man. There's a few of you guys that have many orders. I wish I can pull up the or I want to say the name of the guy he's got like 35 orders, man. You know who you are if you're here. I appreciate the support on that. But some of you guys just really consistent. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely remember the name. What rock did you use on your main display? This is Pukani in this particular tank. Unfortunately, you can't get that stuff anymore, so it will be dry Reef Saver rock from this point forward. Congrats on the 39K. Did I get 39K today? Let me check. Yes, I did. Well, thank you, Darren. Appreciate that. Hey, Travis, I started dosing 1/2 the dose of the EcoBalance once a week, and after 2 doses, 3/4 of my Cheato died off. As expected with competing organism, how do you dose to keep your Cheato alive? Well, I use Cheato Grow from Brightwell Aquatics. It's pretty good, but I'll have to warn you now. It encourages any kind of algae growth. I'm not saying I've had any issues in the main display, but some of my frag tanks, or one of my frag tanks, only one actually, has a little bit of algae in between the racks, the egg crate. And when I dose that algae grow or the Cheato Grow, it seems to get worse. So, it's just fun. It's just little things. But it's the only tank. It's only in one little spot. So I don't know what the heck that's about. I just got to get in there and clean it out. But that's one thing I did notice when I started dosing the Cheato Grow And that's what I use to bring my Cheato back. As you guys know, my nutrients are low. I talked about it for freaking 10 minutes ago. And the Cheato Grow actually did a pretty good job bringing that stuff back. So, yep. I'm at a 8:15 on the question. I'm yawning. And we are 15 minutes behind. I'm going to grab a drink here. No crossbows until you can't pull your bow back. Just my opinion. Congrats on your buck. Good times. Yeah. That's what I wanted to mention. And speaking of that, I actually upped my poundage from last year on this Hoyt Hyperforce. I went from the 71 last year to 82 this year. And it was crazy. When I shot that deer, it had no idea that it got hit. It just kind of trotted off, walked 20 yards away, lay down, and it was gone in a matter of minutes. So crazy. I mean, I haven't tested the speed of that arrow, but it's got to be moving because the only thing that was sticking out of the other side was the fletchings out of the ground. So, yeah. Speaking of the pulling your own bow back, I know a lot of older guys that use crossbows, and I don't blame them because they can't pull back 60, 70 pounds. I know you don't need that, but it's nice to have it just in case you hit a shoulder. Oh, is an Aqua Night a good light for corals? Aqua Night. I've never. Let me look that up, man. I don't know what the hell that is. Aqua Night. This better not be a porn site. I mean, if it is, I ain't gonna be mad. But Aqua Night V2 is that LED? Is that what that is? Let me look it up. No, I mean, if that's what it is, from the picture that just popped up looks like a cheap situation. Let me the nano light. Let me pull up the actual website here. $85. 35 watt blue royal blue. 10K, 4 or 5 purple and blue. I mean, it's a budget light. I mean, the picture on their website with all this SPS here, that shit ain't growing underneath that light. I mean, you can nice Photoshop there, buddy, but there's no way. I mean, it just doesn't have the power. It doesn't have the spectrum either. But I mean, that's what came up when I put that in there. So, I mean, for the price and you got a small tank, I don't see why not. But I wouldn't throw it on anything bigger than a nano tank for sure. Hence the name Nano on there. I don't know if they have another version. I didn't look it up, but yeah, I mean, it has technically the right spectrums. I don't know what LEDs they have. I didn't look enough. I don't really know the overall par you're going to get on it based on the tank, but I would say keep it on a small tank, worth a shot if you're on a budget. Just curious, if you had a big calcium alkalinity swing, how much would it affect corals? Well, it isn't just the alkalinity swing that causes issue. There's usually something else going on, maybe a temperature, or maybe your power went off for half a day, right? So for me, alkalinity swings for me that I consider to be big would be if in 24-hour period, if I say I'm at 8.0 and if it goes to 8.1 in a 24-hour period, I find that to be a pretty big swing. That means something's off on my system. That means either either I had the lights off all day. Again, maybe the power was off all day. Maybe there's something up with my calcium reactor. I mean, there's different things. There's no reason why it would fluctuate that much. On the grand scheme of things, is 8.0 to 8.1 a big deal? No, I don't think so. The only negative effect that I've seen from that type of swing, just that little point, is polyp extension is not as good. That's about it. But if you're going from, say, 8.0 to 9.0 in a day or even 2 days, yeah, most SPS probably won't be happy with that. Will it completely STN or RTN a coral? It depends on the species. I mean, every coral is different. I've had corals get pissed off with just a half a point swing in a 24-hour period of time. They didn't die, but they weren't happy. For sure, you can just definitely tell when a coral's not happy. Yeah, I try to avoid even just the 1 point of a degree fluctuation because stability is key to a reef tank. Everybody knows you try to keep your reef tank as stable as possible. That's with everything: temperature fluctuations, salinity. Alkalinity is a big one. I think alkalinity is probably the biggest one on that. But yeah, so I wouldn't say I've never let my tank fluctuate too much to actually wipe out major colonies. So I can't really give you. I know some people on YouTube you could probably ask. All right, Travis, don't go down that road. Anyways, yeah, moving on. Bacon wrapped inside loins. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds really good, actually. Have you started selling your imported system? Yes, I have. Check out the website underneath soft corals. Gotta run. All right, Garrett, I'll see you later. I'm freaking yawning already. I gotta get to like 4 o'clock tomorrow. Hello, Travis. I have my NO3 at 0.25 and my PO4 at 0, and encountering an algae bloom and with cyano. Okay. Do you think if I dose nitrate, I'll get rid of the ugly face? Okay. So you have algae. Okay. Is it? I mean, in cyano. So if you have algae and you have cyano, there's a good chance that your test kits are going to give you a false reading, just because the cyano is going to be sucking up the available PO4 in the water column, and then of course the algae is going to both take care of the NO3 and the PO4. So I don't think you should dose anything. I don't think you should dose nitrates or phosphates. If your tank is just cycling, you said ugly face, so I'm assuming your tank is brand new. I think you got to go watch my ugly phase video. A lot of people didn't like that video, but I think you need to go watch it and get an idea of what you should be doing. Because I don't know what stage you're in. I don't want to have a 45-minute conversation with you. I'd say if your tank is brand new and you've got a bunch of algae everywhere, you need to reevaluate how you started the tank. Go watch that video and reevaluate how you started the system. That's the best thing I can tell you right now. But definitely don't be dosing anything if you got cyano and algae everywhere. It wouldn't work out for you. What are your AI prime settings, color spectrum, and all that shit? I guess I can pull. Can I pull that up? I don't know. I got the new computer here. Let me see if I can pull that up. Fish of Hex, AI prime. Get in here. Okay. There's my AI schedule. So, all right, manual. Okay, so this is what I sit at here. Hopefully you guys can see that crap. I keep my UV at max, my violet at max, my royal blue, and my blue at max. My green 8%. Ideally, I would keep my green and blue at the same. Right now, it's 8 and 7%. Either way, it's pretty low. And then my cool whites, because it is a soft tank, and I kind of like the fluorescence of the blue coral, or of the polyps. So I keep my cool white a little bit lower than usual. Ideally, I usually keep it at 35% the cool whites and warm whites. So there's my setup. All right, let's go and get down there. Is saltwater really hard to maintain? It's not. Saltwater isn't. Dude, that picture is from a meme, bro. I know it. Anyway, yeah, saltwater is not that hard. You just got to do the research. I'm not saying watch my videos, but watch as many videos as you possibly can. And if you're going to watch somebody, make sure you're not watching somebody who just puts their fat head in front of the camera and talk shit all day. Make sure you see their tank, okay? Make sure you see their success before you take any advice from them. Okay, we're done with that. Just do more research and you'll be fine. Purple is not an option for the needles on the site. Yeah, because purple's fucking dumb, dude. Who likes purple? I want to say who likes purple, but I don't feel like getting flagged for hate speech. So, yeah, I don't like purple. All right, moving down. Love the live streams, man. I'm hoping to place an order when I get some more confident with keeping SPS. Hey, man, sure. Appreciate it, man. Awesome. Take your time. I'll be here. God willing, I'll be here. Hey there. Got SPS in my system that has become pretty pale. Wondering if nutrients being too low or high can cause this. Polyp extension is still good, and they are encrusting. PAR is 200 to 300. Well, your PAR might be too low, which I wouldn't say has to do with the paleness. I like to stay around that. I know I used to say 250, 300 was my situation. I'm telling you right now, I'm having the best growth around 400-ish, 450. I'm telling you, it's a sweet spot for me, at least for my particular system. So we won't say that your PAR is too low, but I mean, I wouldn't mess with it right now, of course. If you got problems, don't be messing with your light. But if you're paling out, it's usually because you have low nutrients. If you have darkening corals, that's usually because you have high nutrients. So I'm guessing because they're paling, your nutrients are too low. So I would double check those and get them where they should be. Peace out, Travis. Good luck with slick heads. I don't know what that is, but I don't know that terminology. But all right, thank you. I'll see you next week. Hopefully, we'll have a live stream next week. We should. All right. Moving down. I'm ordering a new custom sump. If you had to do it all over again, would you use Geo? Yeah. Yep. Because I'm doing it all over again in about a year. We're going bigger and better. So yeah, I'm going with Geo on that. That's it. That's if that joker wants to offer me a deal. I'm telling you, I ain't paying as much as I paid last time. I'm just playing, man. If you're listening, I'm just playing. Yes, I'm going to pay you. But I ain't paying you a lot. All this damn free advertisement, fuckers. Anyway, yeah. Geo sump. Geo makes an amazing sump. They make an amazing calcium reactor. And if you got money and you want something nice, you need to go with Geo. If you want to be cheap and you don't want something nice, then don't go with Geo. But you should still go with Geo, okay? I'm sure he'll work with you. Moving down. I miss keeping saltwater aquariums, reef tanks. Well, then you need to get one. You need to get it again. I don't know what that profile picture is, though. What is that damn thing? Is that a fish? I don't know what that is. But yeah, if you miss it, you should start again. I know, Scotty boy. I'm trying to get him back into it. Trying to get him going again. Trying to get him something going on with his reef tank. Just sitting there, empty for 2 years. Just sitting there. It's going on 2 years, something like that. I have to look and see, but yeah. Yeah, lots of people like purple. Well, lots of people like dicks in their ass, but it doesn't mean it's a good thing that you should be doing. You shouldn't be doing that. So, moving down. There we go. Fucking hate speech. Do you judge other YouTubers who corals always seem to stay in the frag stage? I don't judge. There's only like 2 YouTubers in this community that I'm an asshole to, and it's because they're pricks. That's it. No other reason. If there's another YouTuber who's having a hard time, I could care less, man. We all got to learn. We're all going through our own stages. I don't really care. But if you're a dickhead to me, then I'm going to be an asshole to you all the way through and through. And if you, all right, we're not doing it. We're not going into it. You guys aren't baiting me into this one. David, you're not baiting me into this. We're done with that. Moving down. I can't, or David says I can't decide if I should get a UV light to help with algae. No, I don't have a huge problem, but would love to clean my glass less. I have to clean every other day. Okay, well, that's just part of life, David. UV sterilizer isn't going to do much to fix that. It might help a little bit, but not being lazy is probably your best problem solving method or way of fixing that. Yeah, so just clean the fucking glass, man. You're fine. Moving down. What's up, Travis? Question: how would you remove phosphate effectively and naturally? So effectively and naturally are 2 different things here. Effectively would be with a whole bunch of GFO, but is that the natural way to do it? No, I would not do that. I'm a big fan of macroalgae. If you have the room or the ability to have a big refugium, then do it. That's it. Just do it. And you can do water changes if that's not as effective as you would like it to be. But then again, if you have a big refugium and you still can't keep your nutrients where they should be, then you need to look at some other things. Are you adding too much food? You got too many fish. You got wastewater. Bad. Water's too bad. There's many different things that contribute to excess nutrients. But the natural way and my preferred method is to use a refugium every single time. All right. All right. Yeah, that's true. Okay. I'm not going to repeat it, but all right, look at you guys hear that squeak? That's my voice going to crap already. What have been talking for 45 minutes? We'll do another 10 minutes or so. Let me get out of here. I got to be able to scream at the deer tomorrow. I want to be able to yell at them in triumph over their. Never mind. Okay, moving down. I'm going to get flagged for some dumb shit. That's the thing is I keep saying never mind. I keep cutting myself off because I know what I want to say and I really want to say it. But if I do, there's negative, there's repercussions. So I got to be good. Simply, I got to play the game. But when I keep getting paid, I got to keep playing the game. Just like a hooker. You got to keep sucking wieners if you want to get paid. That's it. Moving down. All right. Okay. I've had some Acro frags in my 75-gallon tank for about 2 months, and I'm not seeing any noticeable growth levels. Our growth levels are all son of a bitch. I'm starting this over because apparently I got fucking Tourette's today. I've had some Acro frags in my 75-gallon tank for about 2 months, and I'm not seeing any noticeable growth levels. Are all good and all that. What the fuck, man? You're fucking. Oh my god. Okay, last shot, man. I don't know what's going on. I've had some Acro frags in my 75-gallon tank for about 2 months, and I'm not seeing any noticeable growth levels. Are good, all good, and all that. At a point, will they start growing like crazy? No. You're going to give me an aneurysm, dude. Shit. Oh, man. Oh, man. Chant. Yeah, you missed more than a fucking period, dude. Just give it time, dude. Keep your nutrients where they should be. Keep your alkalinity stable. Make sure your light power is where it should be. And that shit will grow, man. Moving on. Moving down before I end up at the freaking hospital. All right. Oh, who's the 2 YouTubers? Now I want to know. Man, you got to watch more of our videos. I drop hints all day long. Oh, okay. Hey, Travis, I'm a 16-year-old reefer who is trying to get into Acros. Got any tips for my future reefing career? Thanks. I don't know. You said you're like I'm 16. I'm like, shh. I got to be good on my advice. I don't know why you're here though. I don't. If your parents are letting you listen to me, then I don't know. Trump 2020 on that one because that's pretty cool. No, seriously. Just do your research. That's all I'm going to say. Try as many different Acro species as you can or you can afford. If you want to make an honest career out of this, I'm guessing you want to sell coral, I'm assuming, then you need to grow as much as you can and try to have as many different species as you can and don't try to rip people off. But other than that, I don't really have too many tips other than just enjoy the hobby. Don't be in a rush to make it a business because I'll tell you right now, I did that, and it's taken a lot away from the hobby, meaning that I have to go to other hobbies to get away from this hobby. And you don't want to do that. I mean, you're 16, man. Enjoy it. Have fun. And just, I wouldn't worry too much about making it. I mean, you're 16, dude. You know what I want to do when I was 16? I wanted to be a... I stopped myself. I couldn't do it for a couple reasons. I'm just not... Okay, we're done. Moving down. See, yep, gonna get fucking blocked. Did you ever change your ATI T5 bulbs? Still running 2 Blue Plus and 2 Actinic. I have changed them. I change them every year. I used to change them every 6 months, but I guess you don't have to do that. So I'll save myself the money. I change them once a year, and I use there's 8 bulbs, so there's 4 Actinics and 4 Blue Plus. Okay. Would you recommend who would you recommend for a custom controller console faceplate? I don't know. I guess you have somebody who's good with acrylic. I don't know. Do not have that information. Sorry. Which LED bulb should I get for my Refugium? Well, it depends on how much you want to spend. I've had success on both spectrums. So the lower end, price-wise, the Home Depot 5K floodlight bulbs. Build your own Refugium light. I've got a video on that in the channel. Under the beginner playlist, I think it is. But I've been very successful with that and grown a ton of shade. I'm about to take a drink here. But if you got money, Phil, then the Kessel H380 is pretty good light. I have a client that uses that, or had a client before I dropped all my clients beginning of the year. Yeah, grown a ton of macroalgae with that. So you want to spend $20 and still get growth, or you want to spend, what is it, like $200-300 for that thing? I don't know what it is. It's up to you. I mean, shit. That's why you need a new video platform. Yeah, I know. You got to understand where I'm coming from on that. The sheer thought of trying to start over somewhere else. I ain't got it, man. I just don't got it. How do you deal with tank bullies? Well, I guess in the 300, I can't do anything. You try to set your tank up for success from the beginning. So adding fish the same size, it's a whole damn video. I've gone on it before. There's a whole spectrum of things you can do. But ideally, you want to set the tank up for success from the very beginning. That way, when you have a tank full of SPS, you don't have to get in there and try to pull out a fish that's a jerk. So, yeah, I couldn't get into that whole thing right now. In the grand scheme of things, just make sure your fish are compatible. To yell at a deer, tell them not to cross the road. I see a bunch splattered on the road when I'm driving up to Allentown from the Richmond every day. Yeah, well, the thing is, when I was on patrol how many years ago was there? Like 6 years ago when I was on patrol, I was parked and I had my headlights off. I turned them on and I call it a flock of deer. I know it's not a flock, but I still call it a flock, but it's a herd. I turned on my lights and it was just a bunch of deer there. One of them obviously saw the light, freaked out and ran towards the car as fast as it could and ran into the front of the car while I was parked, by the way, killed itself on the hood of my car, broke its neck and landed to the side of my car and died. Deer freak out with lights, man. The light from a car blinds the shit out of them. So if they're in the middle of the road already or they're crossing and they see light, even if it's just from a distance, if they're looking right at it, they're going to essentially be blinded for, is that blinded? Blind is the word? Well, fuck, it is now. Blinded for a second there, and they freeze because they don't know what to do. So either they're going to be dumb and they're going to run towards the light, trying to see Jesus, or they're going to stand there and get smoked by a car. So most of the time they just stand there. I can't give you the reason why they run into the road while you're driving by. I don't know. I'm not in the deer's mind, but yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but there you go. There's some deer facts for you. They flock. Let's see what we got here. I'm glad I can entertain you guys. I try. I really do. I hope you guys are having a good time. It's not easy being up here, being a monkey. I want to tell you that right now. Because whatever I say is on the internet forever. Apparently my search history is as well, which I think is bullshit, for one. Because if I want to go on the Pornhub and look up threesomes and stuff, I don't need people being able to see that when I die and whenever, and somebody comes onto my computer and looks at my history and be like, man, that wasn't good. He shouldn't be looking at that. So I just think that's bullshit. I don't know how I got onto that. Let's go and do a few more questions because I'm clearly tired and I'm going to go to bed. So let's see. Moving down. Travis needs to turn this off and drink his sleepy tea time. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm on that. I'm on that thing. I'm just trying to see if there's one more question I can answer. Don't start a question with, I'm 12, I'm 16, because then I can't give you the answer I want to give you because it's not appropriate. So don't tell me your age. I don't care. I meant that on the chat. Jesus. Let's see here. We got a question. Okay. I'll just answer it anyways. I'm 12 and I have 4 healthy acros that have doubled in 6 months, but I also don't want to do as much work. I have a budget of $300 to get something that will make the tank less work. What should I get? $300, less work. What the hell can you buy with $300? I would say, you could buy, can you get the junior Neptune Apex for that? Can you get it for under $300? I'm pretty sure you can. If you can get a controller, that will make the tank less work. But can you get one for $300? Or again, yeah, filter roller that David said. I'm thinking that's what he's talking about. $300, unfortunately, in the reefing community, doesn't really get you much, which is sad. I think everybody assumes that you're rich if you have a reef tank. No, you would be rich if you didn't have a reef tank. You're poor because you have a reef tank. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna try to answer one more question, and I'm gonna go because this is gonna go off the rails. I just added some snails from the local fish store that just opened. 2 days later, I noticed the bubbles and film on the water at the end. What the fuck? Bubbles and film on the water at the end of lights out. Next day, same deal. Could this be bacteria? It could be. The only way you're going to know if it's bacteria is if you can, you look under a scope and see. But usually bacteria has more of a slimy gelatin type of look to it. Is usually what I've noticed in bacteria stuff. But from the snails, it's kind of strange. I noticed some bubbles and film on the water. I'm not really sure what that is. I wish I could help you. Man, I hate to end the live stream on not being able to answer a question. I would say, is it able to get skimmed off into the filter socks? I mean, I don't know what your setup is. Judging by the complexity of your name, could it even be real? All right, let's see if we get one more question, and then I'm going to go. I'm waiting for shit to come in. Just give me a second here. Waiting on the other chat to come in. I like your protein skimmer drain upgrade. I have the same locker and skimmer, looking to do the same thing soon. My Niles is the size down from you. So you have what, the 220? Yeah, I mean, it was pretty easy. Like I mentioned in the video, the only thing I would do different is make it threaded underneath and and actually making a nut as well that would thread up through it instead of just relying on the super glue. But the super glue works fine. It's not a big issue. But yeah, let's see what we got to here. Does algae scrubbers really work? They can. A lot of people have had success with algae scrubbers. I have not, for multiple reasons. And you guys see my videos, you know why. Nothing that I did personally, that the company that I used was the problem, more or less. So that was my only experience with algae scrubbers. And are they worth it? Some of those scrubbers are pretty pricey. I think you can get a really nice Refugium if you have the room for a lot less than what it'd be for an algae scrubber. But hey, to each his own, whatever works for you if you have the money. But I don't know if I wouldn't spend your $300 or even $200 on an. I wouldn't spend that money on an algae scrubber. I think you probably find better things you can spend that money on. But hey, guys, I think we're done. I mean, my brain checked out about 20 minutes ago. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the shit show for the last 20 or 30 minutes. Hopefully you had fun. And if everything goes well, I will do another live stream next week, and I will try to get another video out on. I got a bunch of stuff going on. I am doing some tests here with some DIY CO2 scrubbing. So I'm just running through some tests, and I don't think I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think there's gonna be a company on this YouTube who's not gonna like a video I'm about to make about their product. But hey, don't make shit products and we won't have any problems, will we? Anyway, guys, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the thumbs up. If you want to support the channel, head over to fishofhex.com, and I'll see you later. All right, peace.